Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Jane, that's Myrtle, the Volkswagen T4, and together we bring you tasty camping recipes. Today we've got a little special treat in store for you. We are making you a vegetarian/vegan smoky lentil stew. It's delicious, it's made from store cupboard ingredients, and it is cheap as chips to throw together. We hope you enjoy it.
So let's get cracking. First of all, you want to heat your pan up with a tablespoon of oil. I'm using olive oil today. Normally I'd be using ghee, but to make this dish vegan, I'm going to stick with olive oil. And then you want to slow fry your onion. I'm using red onion, white onion is fine too. One thing I will say at this point, if you're in a hurry, if you don't really care about depth of flavour in a dish, you just want food in your belly, or if your gas is low in your van, then I would suggest you just chuck all these ingredients in at once, let them cook for 10 to 15 minutes, and then you'll be done. However, if you slow fry your onions first, you are going to get a deeper depth of flavour. It's going to be a more rounded dish at the end of it. So you don't want your heat high when you're softening your onions. And about 10 minutes is fine in the oil. Make sure the oil doesn't dry out. You don't want the onions to burn or go crispy. You just want to really gently cook them. Next up, I'm going to pop it in a sweet potato, and you want to dice it really small. Obviously, the smaller you chop it, the less time it will take to cook. We're also going to put the herbs in. We've got a bay leaf, we've got some dried thyme and some garlic cloves. Pop all that in. As always, if you want the full recipe, then go to the description box below, and I'll have all the amounts and measurements written out down there for you. Give that a good stir. Then we're going to add in a can of chopped tomatoes, comme ça, and a can of lentils. Now I've drained and rinsed my lentils because they were quite salty and I want to put a stock cube in. Lovely, nearly there. Next up, half a pint of water. Pop that in, and a stock cube. And half a teaspoon of smoked paprika. This is the smoky aspect of your lentil stew. If you're not veggie or vegan, then you could use chopped bacon, but to be honest, this gives such good flavour. It lasts forever on your shelf. It's really good for you, and it's cheap. So in this instance, I would kind of actually suggest that you avoid the bacon. So now we've got a nice soupy consistency. So we're going to bring the heat up a little bit. All we need to do now is just cook that sweet potato till it's soft. And you want to take the lid off in the last 5 minutes or so of cooking, because that's going to help the sauce to thicken up. But for now, let's get that lid on and get that sweet potato cooking. Hello? Is that up there? Oh, really? Look at there, look. Say, hello, YouTube. So 15 minutes later, you should be left with this beautiful pan of stew. I'm just going to taste my sweet potato. Make sure it's cooked. It's soft and yummy. The flavours are really good as well, really tasty. Do taste yours, season with salt and pepper as necessary. The stock cube I used was quite salty, so I'm not going to bother adding salt, but I am going to put some black pepper in before we eat it. And if you need to make the stew go a little bit further to feed an extra person, then sprinkle over a pouch of microwavable rice, pop the lid back on, pop it back on the heat for a couple of minutes, and that will just heat that through, and that will bulk it up a little bit more. As always, if you've enjoyed this recipe, then please share it with your camping friends. You can also copy the link from YouTube and paste it into a Facebook group. If you're in a group of people that love camping and campervanning, then please feel free to share this recipe or any of my others with them. I'd really appreciate your help. Until the next time, friends, have a great time and happy camping.